loves, I'm back with another video. This is a makeup tutorial on this look. I don't know, I kind of get like Swan vibes from this look. I had done this look before a couple months back ago, but I have been requested from a few of you to do a tutorial on this, so it's finally here and I'm actually really impressed with how it came out. I hope you guys enjoy this video because this is my first talk through makeup tutorial. So I've usually been doing voiceovers, but actually I'm chit-chatting with you guys throughout this video. I really hope that some of you guys try to do this look. If you do, please tag me in your pictures, send me them through Snapchat or whatever you want to do. And yeah, so I hope you guys enjoyed this video and I love you all. First I'm gonna start off priming my eyelids with the LA Girl Pro Concealer. Just applying it to my lid. Whoa, that's a lot. I haven't used this to prime my lids in a while, so we are using it today. And then I'm gonna take this beauty sponge and just blend it out. I actually don't know where this sponge is from, and they actually work really nice. They're just like, they're squishy, they're not firm, which is the problem with a lot of sponges. When they're super firm, they don't blend as nicely and they suck up so much product. Before giving my eyelids a chance to crease, I'm gonna set it with some RCMA No Color Powder. Now the main palette that I use for this look is the Tarteist Pro palette. Literally, I love this palette so much. We're gonna take this color first. This is the color Bold. I'm gonna sweep that on the crease. I love these extensions that I have on, but they get in my way when I'm trying to do makeup look. So now I'm gonna take the color Edgy. I'm gonna take that on my crease, but I'm gonna try my best to not go as far up as I did with the transition shade. I love these eyeshadows, I swear. Like, why you gotta be so nice? Like, ugh. These extensions are not on my side today. As you can see, I'm kind of being a little messy with it. It'll look good at the end, trust me. I also forgot to mention one thing, that you kind of want to bring the shades like next to your eye as well, because that's kind of like where we're gonna make the white little wing part. Now I'm gonna go back to the M441 brush and I'm just gonna blend it out. Blend out the edges just a bit. Make sure everything's seamless and smooth. We're gonna go back to the palette and take this dark shade right here, and this is the color Punk. I'm gonna take this thin tapered brush and I'm gonna work slightly with this color because I just don't want it to get out of hand super quickly. Basically, I'm taking this on the outer part of the eye and slightly working my way closer to the center of the eye. And making my way to the other side. I'm using a very light hand for this step. Then I'm gonna connect it. I'm kind of bringing this shade outward. So now I'm gonna go back into the Morphe M433 brush and just blending this out. I'm trying not to take it up too far because I still want the transition shade to peek through. Just blend, because blending is key. I love how so demanding I am. I'm like, blending is key. Like, like who do I think I am? I'm like, do it. Now, you guys didn't think I wasn't gonna use my favorite brush. This is the Morphe E23 brush. I love this. It's my baby. So I'm basically just blending out the edges again. It looks really messy right now, I have to admit, but it's gonna get better. Just wait on it. Now for the pop of color, we're using the color, what is this called? Trendy. I'm gonna take this brush right here. It's from MAC. I'm gonna apply this with some Fix Plus. I'm not even cleaning up the lid or anything because I just want this to mesh in together in a sense. You'll see, you'll see. I'm gonna take that and yes. Okay. Sorry, I get super excited. I'm sweeping and patting at the same time. Yay! I love this. I definitely recommend doing this look before foundation and stuff if you're using these eyeshadows, because there's a lot of fallout in these, but nothing you can't fix. Yes! Dude, this is so cute. So now that we have the blue on, excuse me, we're gonna go back in with the brown shade called Edgy. Go back on the outer parts and deepen it up. Now I'm basically cleaning up the excess part under the eye. I'm pretty much just cleaning it up straight out. I'm not taking it upward or anything. Moving on to the face, I'm going to be taking this Boscia primer. I've been trying it out and honestly, I've been enjoying it. This primer, it's supposed to help, well, the reason why I wanted to try it out was because I needed something that will help my makeup stick, you know, to my face better. And this actually is really nice because once it starts to dry down, it like becomes tacky, and so that's perfect for foundation to stick to. And it has like a nice, like a slight cooling sensation. It kind of smells like dish soap, to be honest. Well, I've actually been trying the Makeup Forever Ultra HD foundation, the liquid form. I'm in the shade Y335. I've been liking it a lot. I feel like I like it better though with the primer that I'm wearing now. By itself, it's not, I can't say that, you know, I love it so much. Because I'm extra, I use like 3 pumps of this stuff. I use 3 pumps because that's like full coverage. Now I'm taking this wet sponge. These came together when they were gifted to me, so I don't know where this one's from. This one's actually really nice. Although I wish it was kind of a little more texturized. Like if you look at, like, for example, a beauty blender, it's like you can kind of see little ripples in it. Like this one you can kind of see them, but it's still a very smooth sponge. And I feel like the more roughness it has, like the more rippliness it has, the better finish you'll get. I feel like the softer it is, you know, it just kind of like makes your foundation sit, if that makes sense. Gotta get that double chin. I've been trying to work out a little more lately. Not only because, you know, summer's coming up. I want to do a lookbook for you guys, like a clothing one. Oh, I gotta hold back my hairs. You don't want to have golden skin and then have like super pink ears. Having foundation and eyes done and like no concealer, it always makes me look so bad because I have like really bad under eye circles. So now for concealer, of course I'm taking my Tarte Shape Tape. I'm actually really sad because like I'm almost out, but seriously, this concealer is amazing. Like I use other concealers now and I'm just like, no, like it's not the same. It looks like I'm using a lot, but this is such a thin layer of concealer. And I haven't been doing the like whole tribal print type of thing, like where I put concealer on my T-zone, just cause I don't know, I just haven't been feeling the look lately. And then I'm going in with a darker concealer and darkening this up a bit because that color is too light for me. I'm going with the small sponge again and blending out my concealer. Just don't forget to apply foundation in this inner part right here. It just looks a lot neater. And before we give it a chance to crease, and I've actually been baking again. I stopped for like a really long time just because it was like drying out my eyes, especially like during the winter. My skin gets super dry, and so baking, like leaving powder under my eye, would just it would crease and it would just get super flaky and dry. My concealer would pretty much just wear out by the end of the day. So I kind of just stopped baking for a while. But I'm back to it now, and I forgot how much I love it. I used to think that it did nothing, but you know, and it was mostly because I used so little powder. Because I would always see people baking and they'd put like loads and loads and loads of powder. And I was just like, you don't need that much. I was like, holy crap. But no, girl. Like, packing it on, it helps. I don't just bake my under eyes. I actually bake my forehead a little bit. The area closest to my brows. A little bit down the bridge of my nose. Cupid's bow. On my chin. On my laugh lines. I don't let that sit for very long. I do my little trick where I dip my brush into the powder and then I use the cap to like swirl it around, then knock most of it off. And because this foundation, it's like not a dewy finish, so I try to not use, I use very little powder on the rest of my face. And then I start to knock off the bake with the brush and go on my ears and down my neck, my nose, and under my eyes. I don't leave it for very long. Now to add some color back into the skin, as always, I'm gonna take my Physicians Formula Bronze Booster and get to bronzing. I feel like my face is very weird because I look at this side and it's like very different, and then this side is very different as well. Like, did you know that our face is like structured differently? If you look at me, you would think, oh, you know, if you split my face in half, you would think that both sides were the same. But no, like if you look at this side, it looks like different, and then this side looks different as well. So basically it's like two people in one. I don't know how to explain it. Then contour. As always, you guys already know that I always use the Kat Von D shade and light palette. I'm just gonna take this shade today. This middle shade already is like the warmest shade of these three. I kind of like the look of like really warm skin, and like the blue kind of tones it down. For blush, I'm gonna take my e.l.f. blush palette and the shade Light, and I'm gonna just take this bronze shade right here. Just the slightest bit, not a lot. Now, highlight. I'm gonna show you this new method. How I started getting this method is because I was trying to use my Laura Geller Gilded Honey highlight, and for some reason, like, I just could not get it to be like super opaque. It wasn't giving me the glow that I wanted. If you wet like an eyeshadow or a highlight, it becomes more opaque and more intense. When I would wet my brush and apply it, it would become super difficult to blend out, you know, and it would just like become really harsh, and you could tell like where the highlight ends and where it starts. So here's my Laura Geller Gilded Honey highlight. Just looks like that. And I'm gonna take my Morphe M310 brush. It's just my fan brush that I usually use to highlight, and I'm gonna apply the highlights where I would usually apply highlight. See how it just gives, it's too subtle. Like it kind of skips, and like it's not consistent, like it's not a popping highlight, you know? I wouldn't recommend applying this highlight with the fan brush. We're doing that right now. Just applying a little bit on my nose, my Cupid's bow. So you're basically applying highlight wherever you usually apply highlight, and lately I've only been applying it in these areas. I haven't been applying it on my forehead or on my chin. Now you're going to take a more denser brush. I'm just using the e.l.f. Flawless Concealer brush, but since it's like a little more compact, you know, and thicker, I'm going to use that to make it intense. So I'm going to go back in to the highlight, just swirl it around, get enough product on there. I'm going to spritz it with my MAC Fix Plus. Like what? Yes, right here I kind of messed up. Like, it takes some blending, but honestly, it's amazing. Like, it gives such a nice highlight. And just, like, literally this highlight is so nice. And because I have a little more color into my skin right now, like, this highlight, it's just popping. Like, I love it so much. Like, before, this highlight just was not enough glow for me because I was a lot lighter before. I'm getting my tan on. Like, and I like to bring up my highlights all the way to the front of my face just because I like my highlight to like be seen looking straight forward. So that's why I bring it up all the way up here. Yes. Like, do you see that? These are the moments that I live for. I'm just gonna apply some more highlight to my nose while the brush is still the slightest bit damp. And there you have the highlighting portion. Oh, now that the highlight is done, we're gonna move back onto the eyes. I'm gonna go back into the Tardiest Pro palette. I'm gonna take this like little domed pencil brush, and I'm basically gonna go back into like the shadows in like the order that I applied them in. So first this shade, then this shade, and then a tiny bit, very tiny bit of this shade. I'm gonna go under the eyes and just apply that. But we're not taking it all the way in. We're mostly just, you know, taking it about right here. But then we're gonna extend it outwards, right like along this line where the eyeshadow is. Now taking Edgy, the darker brown shade, and applying that under here as well. Going in with Punk. Literally, when I say the smallest amount of this, the smallest amount, okay? I'm gonna try to keep it a little closer to the lash line. It should pretty much look like that. I'm actually gonna go back with a Morphe M433 brush and just blend it out the slightest bit. And actually smoking out the eyeshadow makes your eyes look bigger. This is the part that really is like pretty much like the staple of the eye. So now you're gonna take some concealer, either the shade of the concealer that you have under your eyes or something lighter, and then you're gonna take a small brush, a flat little brush like this, and you're gonna take some concealer. And you're basically gonna just do like as if you're doing a wing. You're gonna basically go straight out. Definitely, if you have white eyeliner, you should totally use that. But this is what I'm using. And you can also do like a white eyeliner look with this. You don't have to just do like, oh, this solid line at the end. But this is just how I like it because it looks super cute. So that's pretty much the eye look, and then except in the inner part of the eye, we're gonna go in with some white. Going back to the Tardiest palette, this shade right here, which is called Classic, and on a flat brush as well. And I'm gonna apply that to the inner part of my eye. I love, you know, in white inner corners, but I can never find like a really white shade because I want a really white, like stark white eyeshadow shade in both shimmer and in matte, but I can't find any. I'm done with the brows. We're gonna move on to a little bit of mascara. This is just a NARS Audacious mascara. Literally look at the wand of this mascara. Like, it's so big. The bristles are like crazy. Like, this is honestly, this is not a good mascara to use for your bottom lashes. Should I put this highlight on my brow bone, or what should I do? No, I'm just gonna go back to the Tardiest palette and apply some white shadow to the brow bone. Okay, And now to finish this look off, we're gonna do the lips. So for the lips, I'm gonna be using the Kat Von D liquid lipstick in the shade Bow and Arrow. I love this color. This is probably one of my favorite liquid lipsticks, if not my favorite. Liquid lipsticks, at least. This one's actually a really nice color because in some lightings, it looks kind of like a taupey-ish nude color, but then in other lightings, it looks like a nice pink shade. Nice pink and nude.